The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. It's been a frustrating gaming weekend here, and so I needed some gratuitous violence just to calm me down. And I can't really beat anything up, and I love my wife and cat and would never do anything to them, and so I figured, what the hey, let's have a fight. I know that Utah Mike is going to be unveiling his Stratomatic tournament bracket tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern, and at 7:30 tonight, Al Red Sox fan will be on with the Dog Show as they discuss the classic movie Ben-Hur. I will not make any jokes about the current movie Ben-Him, which features ostrich racing and lots of lipstick. Anywho, so today we're going to have a fight. We've already done a couple Sonny Liston fights for you, and I think you're going to like today's action. It'll be 15 rounds from the Spectrum in Philadelphia between Larry Holmes, who I've chosen to be Sonny Liston's ultimate championship fighting partner, and an old George Foreman from 1987. So it's his post-prime. This isn't Foreman from the 70s. I'm not really sure why it shows it that way, but I wanted to make sure that Larry had a reasonable chance of winning the fight. So 15 rounds between Holmes and Foreman from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. And how you doing, Phanomatic? I think you are seeing the boxers. All right, so Holmes comes into the ring as a 11 boxer and a 12 slugger. And Foreman, as I said, this is second round or win for Foreman. A 9 as a boxer and a 10 as a slugger. How you doing, Dale? Happy to have you along. And so let's get to it. Holmes enters the ring in perfect shape. He appears finely tuned, what should be reasonably a good challenge, but Foreman would win. Winning would be an upset. And Foreman coming back in was a gym rat before this fight, and he looks it. So these both our fighters are in excellent shape as we get together here. The teams around. Larry Holmes will have Floyd Mayweather Sr. in his corner and as his trainer, and Ray Rogers as his cutman should be needed. George Foreman has downtown Freddie Brown as his trainer and Eddie Aliano as the cutman. So the event, 15 rounds here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Pat Harker is our announcer in the ring. Shauna Marie, or Sailor Moon, is our ring card girl. Soren Sogman is our referee from Denmark. Massimo Barriovecchi is the first judge from Italy. Jean Lapointe is their second judge from Canada. And honest to God, I didn't put this name in. Wally Snowball is our third judge from South Africa, of all places. And Mark Elwood will be my ringside scorekeeper alongside this afternoon. So hope you enjoy it. 15 rounds between Larry Holmes and George Foreman. And so we'll cheat and put what Al normally does in the corner. So it's going to be normal versus normal as we start. Both Holmes and Foreman are really 66 years old. They're really not, or 60, or they'd be 70 this year. They're not really 70 years old fighting. So we're ready. Let's get it on. And the bell rings. They come out fighting. Holmes fires a punishing jab in the face of Foreman. That's a 3-point prober. Half a minute gone. Holmes in the left corner here in the first round. And Holmes does a great job of moving as Foreman tries to work inside. No can do. Holmes lands a jab, and that punch was there. A 2-point punch for Holmes. And then a straight cross from Larry gets through Foreman's guard. 2:13 to go in the first round. Under 2 minutes. And then a vicious hook from Larry Holmes lands. Foreman hasn't thrown anything yet. And that stopped him cold. Under 2 minutes. Now there's some nice hand speed. Foreman got off a volley of shots. Landed a couple points to say he's there. Now 90 seconds to go in the round. And Holmes has a combination and landed stuff on Foreman. Foreman's kind of running on jello right now. Now Foreman has Holmes pinned with a minute 17 to go in the round. Foreman fires, but only hit air. Last minute of the first round, and Larry connects with a solid uppercut. And Foreman takes a step back. He's obviously hurt. Last minute of the first round. Foreman doesn't have to look for Holmes. He's right there. Holmes, see what he does next. They go to the center of the ring. And then Holmes tries to go to the body, but a good protection by Foreman. And nothing doing there. Now, George got a lead right hand there. That scored 2 points right in the midsection. Last 30 seconds of the first round. Holmes pins Foreman's arms. And now they move apart. First round coming down here. Holmes uses his shoulder. They're still in the clinch, and that will be the first round. So a big round there for Larry Holmes. And we'll see what they're going to do here. Normal style and no swelling at all. And in the strategy and motivation were what they're working on in Foreman's corner. Foreman landed 12 punches, and Holmes landed 41, including 18 jabs. And that's special. So second round coming up. And of course, 10-9 for Holmes in the first round. All right, they come out to start the second round. Mayweather seemed to pump them up between rounds. You'll see the punch counts here as they accumulate here in the second. And Holmes takes a heavy uppercut downstairs. And Holmes is favoring his ribs. The Eastern Pennsylvania fighter is definitely hurt. Let's see what happens. That was a 6-punch combo there. Lots of crosses. 2.5 to go in the round. Foreman holds up his arms as Holmes starts to dance like they're middle schoolers. That's not what either one of them wants. Broken up by the ref. 2 minutes to go in the second round. Holmes tries to go downstairs and then 2 quick punches to the head. That seemed to land. 2 minutes to go. Foreman telegraphed that shot, and Larry was able to duck under it. Now Holmes gets a short cross into the body. They go into a neutral corner. Halfway home here in the second. Foreman really buried that punch into Holmes' ribs. He thinks he's got an opening there. Holmes doesn't look right. Halfway home here in the second. And now a hard combination lands for Holmes. They're just trading punches back and forth. Good second round. A minute to go. They separated. Sogman shouts at Foreman to break. Under a minute. 52 seconds. Foreman shoots the right home and scores with it. Last 30 seconds of the round. Foreman swings and misses. Changed his mind on the punch. Now Holmes gets a nice short hooks in the ribs. Really defensive fight from both fighters. Holmes is now grabbing Foreman. Last seconds of the second round. Sogman separates the two as we get to the bell. You could pretty much call that one even, although Foreman won on the score sheet 10-8. 28 punches for Holmes in that round to 18 for Foreman. And Foreman is given that round on the cards. So the fight, pretty much even. Foreman is told to fight on the outside and be on the offense, while Holmes is told to be defensive as we get ready for round 3. Third round here at the Spectrum. They tap gloves and we get it on. Holmes lands an accurate jab. Now Foreman doubles up to the body. Foreman's been working the body for the fight. Got 3 points on that one. And now Holmes is Foreman trapped in the right neutral corner. Right by us. Larry lands a quick jab. Foreman didn't like that. Pretty even fight so far. 2 minutes to go in the third. Holmes is holding on to Foreman as they try to catch a breather. Sogman breaks him up right with 2 minutes to go. Now Holmes lands a short hook into the ribs of Foreman. That scores a couple points. Holmes moving around the ring. We get to halfway home in the third. Holmes isn't throwing a lot of punches now. Now they're going to hold each other again. Last 75 seconds of the round. They're separated by Sogman. Holmes misses with the left and then the right doesn't land. Not much going on here in the third. Now he bangs a right cross out the face of Foreman. A 2-point punch there. 45 seconds to go. Another time cross to the jaw. So Holmes getting some punches in. Foreman's now trapped in his corner. 37 seconds to go. Takes a cross to the ribs. Last 30 seconds. They go in the middle. Foreman trying to taunt Holmes. Now Larry's trapped, and Foreman lands a huge cross. Can he do anything else? Holmes appears to be staggered. They're going to our normal strategy. Now they're holding, and that's the round. And so the last minute of that third round was the best minute of the fight. So you can say that Holmes won the round. Let's see what... Yep, Mark Elwood says that Holmes won the round. So 29-28. Take a look at some traits. Good numbers for Larry. Not tired. Endurance factor. Foreman's a little more tired, but he's a bit older. And if Larry can get to the chin of George, he might get the knockdown. This round we'll look at punches. Again, 41 landed for Holmes, only a 12 for the older Foreman. And 110-42 overall. The jabs and the uppercuts with Larry worked on here in the third. So we start the fourth round. In the center of the ring, Freddie Brown not only gave Foreman encouragement, but also some solid advice. Let's see what the old man can do. And Holmes lands a nice uppercut. A big cross. And Foreman is just trying to hang on after that punch. 4-point punch. Both fighters look clean. Foreman swings and misses. And then Foreman drops a right-hander on the chin of Larry Holmes. And Holmes seems to have been hurt by that. We're even up at 4 points. 2 minutes gone, or 2 minutes to go in the round. Now they clinch around ring center. Segman will have to come in and push them apart. Now Foreman pushes Holmes away as they look for room to work on each other. Foreman just can't find the range with the jab. Holmes is getting away with it, or not taking it. And now there's a... Foreman's down! Foreman got knocked down! Uppercut to the jaw has Foreman hurt. We got a mandatory 8 count. Let's see what happens.
1, 2.
Foreman's back on his feet. So Holmes got the knockdown in. They'll take the mandatory 8. A minute 6 to go
5,
in the round.
6, 7, 8.
And so they'll go back together. That was more of a fall for Foreman. But Holmes has Foreman hurt with that. Let's see if they can close the deal. Less than a minute to go here in the fourth. Holmes whips on the jab and then misses with that punch. Last 30 seconds coming up here in the fourth. Foreman retreats to a neutral corner. Holmes gets one into the ribs. Foreman is dazed. Holmes wants to end this right now. Both fighters doing the effective exchange. 18 seconds to go. Let's see if we can end the fight right here. Foreman's blocked in, but a shot goes out the shoulder, and that's the round. So 28 punches landed by Holmes there, including 12 crosses to 12 from Foreman. And on the knockdown, it goes to Holmes, 10-8. So the strategy now for Foreman will be to cover up. And for Holmes, fight outside and be defensive. So we'll see. But that was a good round for Holmes. Hope you guys are enjoying this. The road to Sonny Liston. Larry Holmes and Sonny Liston will fight. They're both going to get 4 fights before they meet each other, just to get some legs together and to see how it goes. And so, if you're just joining us, Foreman is technically post-prime in this record because this is from when he came back in '87. So Holmes is definitely the favorite here as we start the 5th round. And a good crowd on hand tonight. Phantom Manic and Dale Lonsdale got their front row seats here at the Spectrum. As we wait for something to happen, and now a crushing right to Larry Holmes jaw by Foreman. A huge punch. Foreman not backing down after being knocked down in the 4th. Foreman tries to miss with, or swings with the misses with a hook. And now Holmes is in the far corner. Both fighters let their hands go. Good exchange, but Foreman got the better of that. Foreman has hurt Holmes early, and now let's see what happens. 2:16 to go here in the 5th. Now, look out! Foreman nailed a Holmes with a right, a straight right. This one's been all Foreman here in the 5th, and Holmes goes back on his heels. Foreman gets off a couple more quick jabs, and one finds the mark. Under 2 minutes to go. Foreman might pull the upset here. Could he? Could he? Oh, another brutal uppercut from Foreman to Holmes. Holmes has been sitting right there. And now Larry's just trying to cover up. Foreman has Holmes knocked around. Foreman just misses by a hair there. Halfway home here in the 5th. Now Larry's pinned in the corner, and Foreman lands a nasty uppercut. Holmes is just looking for a place to fall. Huge round for Foreman here. And now he scores with a hook to the body, but he tried to double and miss. Last minute here in the 5th. Holmes has suffered a late reaction to the last punch. He's looking really in trouble. Those legs are turning into jello. Can George Foreman pull the upset? Let's see what happens right now. Last minute, Foreman wings a big left hand, but Holmes got out of the way. Now Holmes comes back with a cross. 45 seconds to go in the round. And now Holmes connects with a cross, and now he commits the foul. Sogman tells him to watch using the open glove. You can't slap him. You can't slap him. You got to punch. 38 seconds to go. Last seconds here of the 5th round. It's been all Foreman. 20 seconds to go. Holmes slides in the corner. Last seconds. Foreman grabs Holmes, and now they're dancing around again. It's broken up and the bell rings, but a huge round for George Foreman here in the 5th. 10. Oh. Hit the button first. That really was a 10-8 round in my view. So Holmes with a knockdown is still ahead, but George Foreman showing some strength. How much he landed? 41 punches here in the round. 13 jabs and 9 uppercuts. Total punches landed through 5 rounds. 155 for Holmes and 95 for Foreman. So there you go. So this 6th round will leave the punch type up on here, and so you can see them accumulate in real time. We go to the 6th. Holmes gets up off the stool. He looks fine. So does Foreman. Floyd Mayweather was really animated in Larry Holmes' corner, and Holmes was nodding. He's got to do something right now to get the fight back in there. But Foreman shoots a vicious cross right down the pipe, and Holmes hits in the head. A 4-point punch. He stumbles backward. And what can Foreman do now? They both look pretty clean. A pretty long clinch there. Not what you want. Sogman moves in to break it. And then Holmes goes in the right corner. And Foreman just missed with a huge shot as Holmes chose the perfect time to get away with it. To backpedal. And now Larry lands a wicked combo. A 4-pointer. Foreman back on his heels after that. Now Foreman looks to work to the body, but Holmes covers up. Halfway home here in the 6th. Holmes misses with a combo. And now Foreman just slams him with a hard uppercut to the face. Holmes reeling just a touch after that. Last minute coming up here. Foreman clinches. Holmes gets an arm free, but doesn't throw any punches. Now Foreman pushes Holmes away. Foreman, despite the fact this is right in Larry Holmes' backyard, has a lot of supporters here. And Holmes slips inside and lands a 2-point hook. Last minute of the 6th. Foreman connects with a huge cross to the head. He hit it like a mule. Holmes almost touched the canvas there. 40 seconds to go in the round. Foreman moves in. Another uppercut to the head. 17 seconds to go. Foreman goes right at Holmes and can't do anything with it. Now another strong uppercut. This round is all Foreman too. 8 seconds left. Larry didn't go down. That last shot stunned Holmes. Looks like Foreman is going to receive the added benefit because Larry Holmes has been cut. He's bleeding. We'll show you where in a second. 8 seconds left. There's blood flowing now. Holmes has been cut above his right eye. And that's the round. So before we hit the button, you see the punches. 30 for Foreman here in the 6th. A round he wins to Holmes 12. And so there's a bleeding cut over Holmes' right eye. Let's look at what Ray Rogers is doing. It's a bad cut above the right eyebrow. Floyd Mayweather is trying to talk to Larry as Ray Rogers is trying to put enough Vaseline on there to seal it. But that is a bad cut. In Foreman's corner, Freddie Brown just says, keep doing what you're doing. And now it's a 1-point fight. Foreman has won, according to Mark Elwood, on the last 2 rounds. So 57-56. We go to the 7th round. Let's see what happens here with Holmes' cut above the eye. He looks in good shape. They got enough Vaseline on it. Let's see what happens. No bleeding at all. They stopped it. What a magic thing. Holmes moves into a neutral corner. He needs to establish some dominance now, but Foreman catches Holmes with a sweet uppercut. Holmes hangs on to the ropes. A 4-point punch. And now the cut has been reopened as there's blood on Holmes' face. It's streaming into his right eye, and all that work went for nothing as that cut was reopened in a hurry. The fighters jockey back and forth, and now they're going to call timeout. He's taking Holmes by the arm, leading him to the far ropes, and now the ringside physician, Dr. Ferdy Pacheco, can take a look above the cut above the eye. 7th round here, so it'll be a TKO for Foreman, not a draw. And so Pacheco takes a long look there and says the bout can continue. The third man of the ring is going to position both fighters where he wants them. And with 2:46 to go in the round, we restart. And Holmes lands a solid uppercut. Whether he can see or not is another story, but it's a 4-point punch. And Foreman felt it. 2:10 to go. Foreman gives a nice head feint and then lands a hook to the head of Holmes. That's where George has worked best in the fight. Now they go into a clinch. Under 2 minutes to go here in the 7th. Foreman shoves Holmes away. Foreman is really focused. Halfway home, Foreman tries to free the gloves. Minute 21 left. Foreman pushing Holmes away. Sogman doing a very good job with the fight. Foreman tries to work his way inside. No can do. Lots of clinching. Last minute here in the 7th. Now Holmes has Foreman cornered. Holmes shoots the jab. Then a nice cross. 49 seconds to go. Cross gets in again on Foreman. 30 seconds to go. Foreman swung on and missed. Last 30 seconds. Now Holmes launches an uppercut from way outside. Hit George in the draw. Can there be a counter? No. 10 seconds to go. Holmes moving around the ring well. Foreman getting encouragement to end the round well. Holmes has Foreman blocked in. Can he land anything? No. So the bell rings for the end of round 7. And this round, according to Mark Elwood and myself, goes to Larry Holmes. So about halfway through the fight, guys, this one has been pretty darn tight. "24 punches for Holmes and 12 for Foreman." Let's take a look at the cut. So heavy cut above the right eyebrow, and so they're working on it again. As Floyd Mayweather talks. The traits, Larry's getting tired. The hitting power isn't as much, and he's very vulnerable to the counterpunch. Foreman also getting tired, but Foreman's defense is less. And if Larry can land one, that chin is vulnerable to the knockdown. We go to the 8th round. And so he gets up. Let's see about the bleeding here as we start the 8th. And the wound has been closed again. Let's see if Foreman can reopen it. So for now, the bleeding has stopped. Larry gets to the midsection and fires a 2-point combo to the head. Holmes goes in the corner. Foreman just misses with a hook. 30 seconds gone here in the 8th. Foreman corners urging him to go on. They've been loud, and now Holmes walks into a glancing hook by Foreman. But the cut has not been reopened. They move to the left corner. Holmes smothers a Foreman attack. George trying to get some shots off inside. You can see the strategy. They're telling him, go for the knockout, George. Go for the knockout right now. Push it, push it. Foreman takes a hard combo from Holmes. And Foreman suddenly looks like he couldn't find where the on-off switch was. He's definitely hurt. Now a minute 46 to go. Holmes tried the jab, but he left it hanging out there. And Foreman lands a sizzling cross over the lazy jab. Halfway home here in the 8th. Foreman's losing this round. He's trying to get something going. Minute 15 to go. They work towards the center of the ring. Foreman tries to double up, but nothing really landed. Now Holmes hits a nice jab and misses with the cross. Under a minute to go here in the 8th. Halfway home. Holmes either lucky or has radar as Foreman tries to punch, and Larry bobs and weaves out of the way. And now Foreman gets a piece of Holmes' glove in the mouth. Last 30 seconds here in the 8th. Foreman has Larry cornered. Sogman warns Foreman for holding and hitting, although there's a lot more dancing here. Holmes is winning the round. They're separated again. 10 seconds to go. Holmes looking for help. 6 seconds to go. Foreman snaps Holmes' head back on the hook. And let's see. It's a pretty even round. Here comes the blood again. 6 seconds left. And Sogman now has stopped the fight. He's looking at the blood. And now he's going to go back to Pacheco with 6 seconds to go here in the round. They're going to take another look. It's over. It's over. And so now they'll have to meet with the Brain Trust to see who Sonny's going to fight. Because George Foreman has defeated Larry Holmes in a TKO. Pacheco says, this is over. And Larry and his corner, Floyd Mayweather Sr., say, come on, he can continue. But that was the 3rd time the cut was opened, and George Foreman has won this fight. How you doing, Bubba Husky?
The judges' votes are in, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is your winner.
Here's Pat Harker with a call. Don't hit the button, Ron. Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the 2:58 mark in round 8. Your winner by TKO is George Foreman. And so, yep, that's kind of the stunner here. We'll update the stats here. Larry Holmes landed 64% of his punches. When he threw them well. He was ahead on the cards. We'll show the cards in a second. And in fact, he knocked Foreman down once in the 4th round. But Foreman cut Holmes open in the 5th, right above the right eye, and he just kept opening it. And what happened in the 8th round was Foreman reopened it with just seconds to go, and the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco, said, we're done. And so Foreman threw 488 punches and landed on 158. Holmes threw 341 and missed 142. So let's go to the cards. Massimo Barriovich scored at 67-65 Holmes. John Lapointe from Quebec had it 67-65 Holmes. And honest to God, Wally Snowball, I didn't make that up, from South Africa, had it 67-65 Holmes. So on the cards, and Holmes was going to win the 8th round, I think, too. This was Larry Holmes' fight. The only way, it certainly wasn't over. But on the cards, he was in very, very good shape. And so there you have it. You got some gratuitous violence. And there you go. The control factor, certainly Holmes weakened as the fight went on. And Foreman, who, as I said in the beginning, is fighting as a post-prime fighter. His hitting power increased. Everyone's endurance went down, of course. Larry's defense got better. Punching about the same. And the recovery's about the same. Al, Red Sox fan, you just missed it. Al had another fight in his heavyweight tournament, and I've watched about the first 6 rounds of it. Oscar Benavides and Max Baer. And I think Benavides, just judging from, just hangs on for dear life, which was not the case here. Al, I was going to set this up so that, Holmes and Liston could get their 4 fights in and then fight each other. But George Foreman cut open Larry Holmes. Foreman fighting as a post-prime fighter as a 9 to Holmes' 12. And Foreman won by a TKO. And so now we'll have to scramble to see who we want Sonny Liston to fight. But it won't be Larry Holmes, because you really want them to be undefeated. And so George Foreman, the old man, post-1987, has beat Larry Holmes here in an 8-round TKO. Make sure that it's me and my bald head here. So there you go. We had ourselves a fight. It ran long enough that we're not going to do another fight. I can already talk so much. So George Foreman, imagine that, pulls the upset. So Al, who should I be pushing Sonny Liston to fight now? It was a good fight. Holmes was ahead on the cards, but you just never know. And so I even put this fight at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. But that's the beauty of sport. You just never know. All right, so that really is it for the channel for today. I was trying to figure out how to do the baseball replay for me offline using virtual cards and dice and that kind of. I haven't figured it out yet. No scheduled stream for me tomorrow. You got 2 today, and we have a resident troll that goes around and gives random dislikes to Al stuff and my stuff and to ID Gesture stuff, and they hit me for that. So did a basic video on some strategies and how to do action PC hockey today. We'll be doing some teaching videos on Sunday. Baseball returns on Tuesday. And I think the next Patriots challenge will be over the weekend against the 1990 Buffalo Bills. We need to get Tom Brady's confidence back after losing to the 72 Dolphins. All right, gang. Well, thanks a bunch. Tune in to Sports Time Machine tonight at 6 Eastern. He is doing a March Madness tournament for Stratomatic, and so he'll release his brackets tonight at 6, and then join Al Red Sox Fan on the Dog Show's channel tonight at 7:30 for a candid and exciting discussion on the movie Ben-Hur. All right, so that's what's scheduled on our Friends of the Channel tomorrow. Nothing from me until Tuesday at lunch. Hope you have a great day. I will talk to you the next time.